Hey guys, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming, and today we are reviewing Godfall. Godfall was a recent release both on PC and on PS5. It's Sony exclusive on the consoles, and on the PS5 you can expect to pay £10 more than you would on the PC because next gen costs more for some reason. Don't know, weird. But is it worth that extra $10? No, no it's not. It is possibly the most mediocre game I've ever played. Everything about it is pretty forgettable. I'm a story-based gamer. I rely on this story to sort of drive me through games because that's just the way I roll. And I literally had to look up the protagonist's name while prepping for this review because I could not remember it. The story is massively forgettable. The graphics, while looking okay, nothing too bad with them. It's just you've got these sort of shiny environments that are covered in vegetation, and you've seen this in like 9 million other games before. It looks like a hodgepodge of a lot of different games all mixed together. You have these valor plates, which are essentially different suits that have minor effects and do different like super things when you trigger them, which has a super long cooldown time to the point where I actually forget to use it all the time. But they all look like warframes, and you go around picking up small pieces of different currencies to get more. And I imagine that would be a turn on for someone that likes Warframe. But I mean, I've unlocked probably most of the valor plates now, and it's not taking very long, to be fair, so there's no real longevity there. I've seen a lot of reviews on this basically saying, well, you know, the storyline's forgettable, but the combat is where it's at. Nah, it ain't. The combat is hampered by the fact that they've got like the Resident Evil 4 over the shoulder sort of camera, which is fine in a game like Resident Evil 4 where you're shooting things. In a game when you're in close quarters melee combat, it's a pain in the ass, especially when the left stick strafes. Left and right on the left stick strafes. No two ways about it. It strafes left to right when you're not locked on, and it strafes in a circle when you are locked on. So if you have someone attacking you off screen, you get a helpful indicator, but you can't turn fast enough to do anything about it. You can just dodge blindly out the way, because you have to turn the camera with the right stick. It just makes it so annoying. And something else that is really annoying is you can't cancel any animations. So if you're coming in with a big sword swing and you see that the other guy's starting to attack you, you can't then press block and cancel the sword swing and block. No, it has to go through the sword swing. So even if the other guy, and some of the enemies' attacks are quite quick, yeah, so you're going to get hit. And it happens over and over again because they can actually not give you a tell when you press the button, but as your animation sort of starts, then you give the tell and it's too late, you're fucked. It just makes for a really grindy, it's like throwing yourself at a brick wall repeatedly to get through stuff because you're just like, yeah, it's just attrition because I can't do anything about this because you're not letting me. I mean, I spent 50 quid on the game because I bought it on PC, and I wish I hadn't. I can't imagine how I would have felt if this was the thing that I got with my PS5, you know, to show me the true next-gen power, and paid £10 more for it and end up with this experience. The mission structure is just boring. It's either go here and fight this thing, or go here and find these things. And the way it gets into it is horrid, absolutely horrid. You have two characters that you interact with. One is a giant floating face thing. Comparisons to Zordon have been made, but yep, she doesn't really have any charisma. So Zordon, you're safe, my friend. You are the ultimate giant floating head. But yeah, so you talk to her and she says, oh, go talk to your mate that you find a few missions into the game. And you go over and he's this glowy faced motherfucker in a robe. And you talk to him and he says, no, then yes, go talk to the fucking head again. Go talk to the head. And then she's like, oh, here's your mission now. And you're just like, oh, I am so bored of this like 3-point sort of back and forth to getting a mission. It's driving me nuts. Ugh. And nothing they have to say is interesting. I mean, the storyline is like you have this order of sort of angelic knights, and you're able to use the valor plates, which you can sort of transfer your essence into, I guess. It's never really explained, or at least it wasn't explained in a manner that made any impact upon me to remember it. And one of your mates tried to kill you. I think he's called Macross. I thought that was like a Japanese robot thing, but I don't know. I might be getting mixed up. And then he's just like, I'm going to become a god. Ha ha ha. But you survive, and now you've got to stop him from being a god. And it's so boring, the story. The gameplay is frustrating. The graphics, while okay, you've seen what it's doing like times before. The particle effects, they're really pushing the particle effects. There's times, if you get like an enemy sort of has 2 health bars, sort of. It's like if you hit them with light attacks, it drains their health, obviously. But it also sort of also drains their health in that it has another bar over the health bar. And if you get that one to 0 without the health bar at 0, you can hit them with a heavy attack, and then they explode into like green mush. And if you do that quite a lot and you're quite close to it, you can't see anything while they're exploding in the green mush. It's it's so mediocre. I mean, it has good points. I mean, I've played games worse than it, but it's just awful for the price that they want. And I mean, I can't imagine. As I say, you get your nice new, brand new PS5, and then you're like, oh man, I can't wait to see how much better games are on this shit. And you pick up Godfall with it, and it's just like, oh no. I'm taking this back to the fucking store and the console. I'm getting myself a Series X, you bastards. Probably not to that extent, obviously. You take my point. Take my point. It's like, buy Miles Morales or something like that. I mean, I have my problems with Miles Morales because of certain things they've decided to insert into it, which I don't think belong there. But whatever. Let's not go into that. But I would imagine that it's a hell of a better game. I mean, I don't have a PS5 yet, so I couldn't tell you because it's PS5 exclusive. But yeah, Godfall is definitely not the game to get to try and be like, here's next-gen power and gameplay, and no. It's just a huge misstep, and I've heard like rumors from a number of places. Nothing substantiated. It will probably go free to play, and if that happens, I think that's a huge middle finger. It's published by Gearbox, who, you know, spotty, but I think it was, I can't remember who was developing it. It was like Counterplay Games. That was it. There you go. Brain work fine. Counterplay Games developed it, and they say they were inspired heavily by the Monster Hunter series. Now, I've never really been able to get into Monster Hunter. I mean, I've got one on my 3DS and one on PC. Monster Hunter World on the PC, and it's one of those games where in theory I'm kind of like, yeah, that's cool, and then I play it and I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm not really enjoying myself here. But apparently they took the combat from that, but what they seem to have forgotten is in Monster Hunter, generally speaking, you're not facing very many foes, and the foes that you do face are sort of titanic size a lot of the time, whereas in this you're constantly surrounded. And a lot of those bad guys are just scripted to be fucking irritating. A lot of bad guys, like magic using bad guys that hurl like bolts of shit at you, have this ability that you're beating the fuck out of them and you've got them stun locked, but just before you hit that last blow to kill them off, they fucking teleport away. Yeah, and it can be quite some significant distance away as well. And you're like, oh god, where's he gone? Oh, there he is. Oh no, it's another one, because all the types of bad guys that are the same look the same. There's no visual differentiation between any of them. Now, I know a lot of games do that, but like when I'm trying to find the one that's just fucking teleported out just as I'm about to kill him, yeah, that's annoying. Especially when they're like fucking buffing shit and throwing shit at you and you're trying to get out of the way, and then some big motherfucker with a shield does a shield slam from behind, which you didn't even see because the fucking threat marker is so fucking small. Yeah, I mean, it's... I'm starting to talk myself out of mediocre, if I'm honest. Jesus Christ. It is one of the most frustrating combat experiences I've had. I mean, when it works, you do get, like, you do feel sort of like a badass. But it's like, the developers knew, they fucking knew that it wasn't any good. It wasn't balanced. Because, like, health globes drop fucking all of the time. It's like almost every enemy you kill drops health globes. And so it's just like, oh yeah, you won't be able to avoid anything. You'll get blindsided all the time. But here's some health to make up for it. So you won't die. You'll just, you know, be annoyed. And when it comes to the boss fights, it's the same. There's checkpoints in the boss fight's health. So if you get it down to like 1, then it stays there. When you die and come back, you've only got to deal with that portion of its health bar. I mean, I thank you, because like I don't want to spend any more time fighting these fucking things than I have to. But yeah, if you need to do that, that should probably tell you something about the state of your game. I'm just saying. I mean, absolutely prefer... let's see, it's been compared to a lot of open... online only sort of open world things like Destiny and the Avengers and Anthem. I think some of that is fair. I don't think it's necessary. All of it is fair. It's an open world game that has a lot of the same mechanics from those, and it always has to be online. But I mean, a lot of PC games, I'm not sure about PS5 games, but definitely a lot of PC games do nowadays anyway. So I'm not too sort of sold on the argument that it's going to be like go free to play and microtransactions will be involved. There's no microtransactions in it currently. There's no, I don't think there's a multiplayer mode either. I'm not sure about that because it's not something I generally look for. But I'm not sure comparisons to things like Anthem are fair. Besides, I'd rather play Anthem, and I'm not a fan of Anthem at all. But it feels better to play. And the story, while shit, is... at least I know what's going on and can pay attention to it. So, there's that. I know the Avengers probably still hasn't made money and it's not like doing well commercially. But I would play that over it easily. No questions asked, I would play the Avengers over it. Especially if they ever introduce the New Game Plus option that we're all crying out for. What kind of game doesn't let you replay the campaign? Fuck's sake, that's the whole point of me buying a game. I don't like the online shit. Anyway. So, yes, that's my review of Godfall. It ain't good, ladies and gentlemen. And I was coming into this review, I was thinking 5. But the more I've expounded upon the things I didn't like, I'm dropping it to a 4. Godfall. Yes. Godfall. 4 out of 10, lads. Let me know down below if you were unlucky enough to get this as your one-packing PS5 title. Or have you played it and what you thought about it? Am I just missing something really obvious? Because to me the combat is not good. I mean, I've heard contributors that I really respect, like 616. I mean, I love that dude. He's great. But I don't agree with his opinion on the game. But I still love him. So we can disagree. It's not a problem. Anyway, guys, that's it for this week. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you later.